and welcome to what is day number 6 of the group stage of the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. I am Adirondack Rick, being joined by Arborelia, and today we have game number 3 between Penny Royal Oil and Magnit Handz. Hey, all friends, I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day, and I hope you're set for a fantastic match. And we're just about ready to begin this thing. So, Arborelia, let me ask you this question: what would you like to see in game 3?
What would I like to see in game 3? Okay, I'm really just hoping for some trick like a Moldorm bounce to come to become super important.
We already had a Moldorm bounce earlier this week, and if you want to check that match out, we had that Shady Force Games versus someone, game number 2 of that exciting best of 3 series. So we've already had that. We've had a lot of other fun. We've had some Aga Seeds, and let me ask, before we get this race going, what would you like to see the uncle give us?
Blue Cane. Blue Cane is fun.
Blue Cane is a very fun strat. I think for this game 3, I would love to see how these runners do on a battle of wits. Let's go bomb start.
Nice. Yeah, and so I heard about the Moldorm bounce because I was commentating the 3rd game of that set, and I seem to be lucky enough to end up being pulled in on game 3s that, game 3s mean that our racers are well matched, and they've got a lot to look forward to in the race.
Well, they've also got something else to look forward to. They've got Dazed Cloud. The winner gets Dazed Cloud. The loser goes to face Gentleman. Next series here, the Week 2 series. So let's get this thing going. We're about ready to begin this thing. We're going to have some fun here in Group S. We are underway. We've got ourselves a map check. We see a Pendant over at Eastern and Crystals at Desert and the Tower of Hera. Here we go.
All right, wonderful. See some early dips into Eastern just because it's more appealing to not finish it.
Well, maybe we might get a bow from the uncle here, and that gives us more of an incentive to head on over there. All right, here we go. Uncle time, and Uncle's going to give us... Boom, there's the bow.
There we go.
All right, so obviously one of the biggest things here with the bow is the fact that you have limited amount of arsenal here, so you want to be very, very careful. You don't want to overdo it, but yet the other big thing is that you want to make sure that you get your bombs to check the back 3 of escape. We saw a blue rupee drop from one of the guards, so I do not think we're going to be getting any sort of bomb drops from them or the ropes here in the start.
Yeah, so I've heard about how there's 2 groups of enemies that have different kinds of item drops. What's the other group of item drops that you want to attack to try to find, see if bombs are in the pool?
I believe one of the biggest ones here is, do we get a heart from the beginning, or do we get a small magic drop, or of course if we get bombs, period. We'll have to see how it goes. We've of course got the rats coming up here a little bit later on as well, or maybe, just maybe, we may find some bombs in the chest either, but we already get our small key here, so we don't have to worry about the Dark Cross being a bomb, or being a key when we get to that point.
We see a bit of a lead from Penny Royal Oil, just having very efficient movement through this first part of the escape.
Yeah, but Penny Royal Oil building up a small amount of lead here at this escape sequence. The first 6 minutes, almost the same every time. We don't have to worry about finding bombs amongst any of their enemy drops, because there they are in that chest. There we go. And it definitely does help out that the fact that Penny Royal Oil's lead is arbitrary because of the fact that Magnit Handz has taken a look at the map already.
Oh, that is true.
So Penny Royal Oil coming in here has had plenty of experience here with Link to the Past Randomizers, been amongst several of the tournaments we've had here. Magnit Handz, you've noticed his name if you play on the ladder. He's been playing a lot of cross keys there. I know I've ended up having to face him a couple of times over there as we've gone through some of the ladder matches. But both of these runners do know their Link to the Past Randomizer, and that's why we've made it here to a game 3 in this 1 versus 4 series. See, right now we have 17 and 16 arrows, and we already have the 3 bombs. Do we bother trying to kill any of the rats on the way to the back 3?
You know, it doesn't seem like running out of arrows is too much of a worry, you know, given you got the whole pack of 30 of them, but mostly it seems like if there's no drop that you're looking for, then it just takes time to shoot the arrows.
Yeah, the guards are in that rupee heavy group here, so if we needed to farm rupees for Kakariko Village, but we have several sources on how we can get those rupees for the village as we move along. Magnit Handz using the bow to get rid of a couple of guards that is in his way.
Yeah. And so I've seen a couple of interesting routes earlier in this tournament where, like, sometimes people don't go to Kakariko right away. Sometimes, you know, I've seen the route of going east first, and you know, maybe hoping that you get like a bottle or, you know, even supplies for Magic Bat before you stop at Kakariko. It's something I hadn't really seen as a strategy before this tournament.
Or maybe you're just wanting to be that one item away from Dark World access, and that way you can go from Kakariko Village right into the Dark World from that portal there in the village.
Yeah, that too.
So as we make our way through here, there's a arrow supply upload there for Penny Royal Oil, and we're going to see Magnit Handz grab that as well right here. So if this rat decides it wants to be really, really mean, we don't have to worry quite as much.
Yep. See how much the rat tries to get away. Oh, hey.
They're in the
there
bomb
are
drop
bomb
group,
drops.
so we're going to get our bombs that we need for Kakariko Village as well. Penny Royal Oil now done with that portion, and is going to go ahead and bomb this door. And gets a bomb drop to help himself out, puts him back up to 4, and now Magnit Handz now finding out the back 3 of escape as well. We get a 20 rupees and a blue rupee in the map. That green 20 could be one of 3 things, couldn't it?
Yep. Yeah, so this is the hard item pool. So both of the armor upgrades are replaced by green 20s. It could also be the silver arrows, which will not be appearing in this game.
And we don't have any way of finding that out here. But let's see. Penny Royal Oil done with the escape at 548. Pretty decent here. Magnit Handz not a bad time either. And there's the lamp. Oh boy.
Nice.
That's our Eastern finish completion kit right there. And Penny Royal has pretty much said, no, I'm not going to the village at this point. So we may have a... No, it looks like Magnit Handz is doing the same thing.
Wow. Yeah, we're getting that eastward start that I was just speculating about. That's great. It's really too bad that Eastern is a pendant.
And they both are heading in the same direction here. Penny Royal Oil still has not taken a look at the map. He does not know that Eastern is a pendant. He will soon find out, though.
That's really interesting that one of our racers made this decision with the knowledge of the pendant, and the other one made it without.
So the back 3 of Sahasrara, we find 50 rupees, a piece of heart, and oh, that's a good find right there,
Nice.
the hammer.
Yeah, already looking like a good choice when you get the hammer so early.
And
all right, there's our map check.
Yeah, I was about to say their Penny Royal Oil now knows that Eastern is a pendant, but while you're over here, you might as well at least do it, because sometimes you need to go through here to get your Dark World access. That hammer, nice, because we always need it. And somebody in chat pretty much putting out exactly what this line here is. They probably think that their opponent is not going to make that same move. They're going to go right straight to Kakariko Village. Literally, no, they're both on the same route.
Yeah, I usually, get excited to see route divergence, but this is a fun way for them to converge on the same route.
All right. Find the map here in the first chest of Eastern Palace. 3 items inside. All of them are in logic because we do have the bow and we do have the lamp. Getting good notes here from those who had ended up seeing games 1 and 2. This is the third game of this series, and all 3 games have had the bow start.
I just want to say I was really impressed by Pennyroyal's precision with the hammer upwards on that skeleton that was in the way.
That
hammer
is something that
upwards is the worst hitbox, but yeah.
Yeah. That is something that experience in this game can teach you. And even those who have played this game for a while can get fooled around by how that hammer hitbox can work. All right, we're about to get an item.
Well,
or not.
Still not one that counts as one of the 3.
So now that means the remaining 3 checks inside of this dungeon all have to be items.
Yeah.
We've already seen the map, we've already seen the compass.
It's a wow.
That's nice for Kakariko Village.
Yeah, this seed is the one that just like rewards you for going east first.
You know, the funny thing is if we find a bottle inside Kakariko Village and they're thinking, oh god, my opponent already has this, I don't have that advantage anymore. All right, second item coming up here after going through this dark room. Again in logic, because we do have this lamp. What do you think is here?
Let's say a glove. Let's just go for it. Nope. Lots of money though. Hey, another good thing to have for Kakariko. You don't need that much, but a good thing to have.
Oh yeah, you already have enough rupees what you need for Kakariko Village, but this will help out for later checks when we head on over towards Zoro. So one final item is on the Armos. Is it going to be something that is required of this game, or is it going to be junk? The answer soon to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bomb drops seem plentiful in this item pool, so that seems convenient.
Yeah, a lot of the rupees in this side of this dungeon are members of that rupee dropping group here, so therefore we are getting a lot of bomb drops. And the bombs, I believe if I remember correctly, they are guaranteed to drop every drop. This is the second match on this Friday, the second of many, many matches coming up here. Did not get the second of the Igors to go down here before you ended up closing the eye. Let's see how Magnit Handz does with all the bombs on his screen. Armos Knight's time.
Nice. Yeah, and Magnit Handz gets the textbook setup for the 1 cycle on the Igors. And speaking of textbook, this Armos fight by Pennyroyal.
Eastern comes up with a bottle, and that is all that comes up with.
Yeah. Hey, you just used a bunch of arrows. You want another one?
We get ourselves the red pendant for both of these runners. This will be a save and quit, and at that point, I believe it's time to head to the village.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see if one of them hard resets after the save and quit to make splash deletion easier, which is a thing I've learned about kind of recently. That if you have defeated Armos, yeah, I think we just saw the reset from Magnit Handz, right?
He just did a straight-up save and quit. I don't think he did a full-out reset there. Pennyroyal Oil is going to be heading to the village from the south. The Magnit Handz is going to be heading from the north. So Bandman, who is doing our tracking, is going to get a little chaotic around here for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's the thing I learned about recently is that the splash deletion to get to Zora Ledge, the setup becomes more difficult after you've fired a bunch of arrows into the Armos Knights, and that persists until a bunch of, one of a very confusing set of things happens, but one of the things is just resetting your game. Yeah, what did we see on the ledge there?
That was flippers.
Well, yeah, never mind any of that.
And we found 50 rupees at the mushroom spot, and Magnit Handz is going to be dropping on down. And we'll find another 20 to go with that. So now we have at least 4/5 of the Zora money after we spend 100 on the bottle vendor coming up here. As Pennyroyal Oil gets his flippers, 9 seconds. As Penny Royal gets ready to head into the library, we get to see whether or not the boots are going to be required for an item. And those are 10 arrows. The boots will not be required for those 10 arrows.
So now we've got our runners converging on Kakariko. We might see them retracing each other's steps after this.
Yeah, we're going to see Penny Royal go from south to north. Magnit Handz is going to be going from north to south. We are going to see the mirror in the
Wow.
brewery. And some rupees, a shield, and a piece of love. The thieves hideout, 50 rupees from the sick kid, so that battle did not turn out to be anything of importance, so nothing in Eastern. Now, of course, there could be a circumstance where we had to do Eastern anyways, and I know chat loves that thing, but I'm not going to bring it up just yet.
Yeah. It is still nice to not have to spend the time to come back and do the bottle check later. But yep, in terms of logic, Eastern did not amount to anything.
Oh, there's the Moon Pearl right there, so we're now just a glove away from Dark World access. Can we get it here? No, we get the Ice Rod. We get 20 rupees, and we get another red rupee. So we've now found 2 green 20s. One of them is going to be, at least one of them is a mail upgrade, if not both, that we've already seen in this seed. So Chad wants me to bring up the chicken clip. Well, we didn't see any chance at a chicken clip right there from Magnit Handz. Penny Royal Oils just bounced.
Is the chicken clip where you get the chicken stuck in the wall, or is it something new?
Yeah, it's where you get the chicken stuck in the wall, pretty much. You throw the chicken when the bomb goes off and get it in the wall.
Tasty wall chicken.
It's mostly for fun, but it can have a consequence when you end up doing it, and some things happen. If you want an example of it, watch my race against Dandy back in the 2018 tournament brackets. Enough said. All right, so as we wrap up with the Kakariko Village checks, we are going to have the flippers, and it does look like we are also going to have the rupees needed for the Zora check, so there's going to be that wealth of items coming up here real soon.
Yeah. The chicken clip is a great strat because it's all downside.
And interestingly enough, there, Penny Royal Oil is saying no to the rupees. I guess he's going to be confident that he'll get some Zora rupees on the South Shore checks. So as Magnit Handz picks up the flippers, that will be his final check here. As Penny Royal Oil makes his way on over towards the dam for the next check coming up here.
Yep. So now they've done the same set of checks again, right?
Yep, we're all tied up here the same amount of checks. The only difference here really is Magnit Handz has grabbed those rupees and maybe a little bit of movement differences here, but that's really the only difference so far through this first 17 minutes of this race. As we see the dam checks coming up here, how are we going to get to the Dark World? Obviously, it's going to be the glove.
Yep. You know, there are fun places the glove could be, like on the pyramid maybe? Needs a sword for that.
Yeah, that would be really, really interesting, but we are still lacking 2 items to make that trip.
Yep. Yeah, a couple swords, or a cape and a sword.
All right, Mini Moldorm Cave so far. Oh, we're seeing a divergence here as Magnit Handz is going to be going towards Agina to see what we have over there. As Penny Royal Oil finishes with the Mini Moldorms, and now let's see what we have for the 5 here. We get some bombs, we get 300 rupees. Don't have to worry about that Zora money. More bombs and more bombs! 12 bombs inside there.
I heard you like bombs. I heard you bombed your way in here. You need more bombs?
Pennyroyal Oil is going to be skipping Ice Rod Cave for now. And we see a red rupee inside the Agena Cave and a red rupee on Lake Hylia Island as Pennyroyal Oil is making his way on over towards the hobo.
You can see Magnit Handz was going for another play that, just like, hey, here's a thing that, maybe I'll get that my opponent doesn't, but Agena did not pay off this time.
Yeah, sometimes you have something very, very required there, and it might be something that somebody takes quite a while to get back to, but in this case, didn't work out to be that way. 5 rupees on the hobo, not much there, just a little lunch money.
Magnit Handz will have another chance at getting an early item that maybe Pennyroyal doesn't by going to Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, that was beautiful there from Magnit Handz. Used the ice rod to take care of a couple of the mini Moldorms. That was a much faster trip. So Magnit Handz finishing off, and it does look like Pennyroyal Oil is now going to be checking, hopefully checking Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, getting a little tense with the health, but yeah, I didn't think about just swimming back to it. One of those things you can do when you have flippers.
Yeah, but we got to be very, very careful here. There we go. Half of a heart means anything is going to kill you at that stage. And that's a long walk back. Ice Rod Cave has, there's our glove.
There it is. And we're about to have both of our racers.
Ooh, don't take this death here. Magnit Handz down to 2 hearts, got bopped by around one of the crabs. And they are doing some good defense in front of that cave. There we go. Well, there's the breakaway.
Both of our racers having Dark World access, but Pennyroyal getting back in the water to head to, of course, the waterfall in Zora.
Makes total sense at this stage. And, I think Magnit Handz might actually hold off on the hobo. Or no, he might actually not do the flipper checks at all now. It's time to head to the Dark World.
All right. So now we've got our divergence.
And we find ourselves a green bottle and the Quake. We don't know if we need that Quake. We might take us a little while before we can find out that information.
Good deal at the Fairy Fountain. Free blue potions.
Nice. Very nice. Pennyroyal Oil still trying to be a little careful to find out what we have at Zora. And it does look like Magnit Handz is heading up towards the mountain. I was expecting a Dark World visit at this stage. Piece of heart on Zora's ledge. Oh no!
Wow.
That's a death. They have now orphaned Zora. Now, he can get back there when he goes to Catfish, but he may orphan off Catfish too. That's going to be an interesting one. But it does look like Pennyroyal Oil is going to be the first one to find out what we have in the Dark World. And the first destination in the Dark World is going to be Hype Cave.
Yeah, Death Mountain makes a lot of sense as a play here because you can, mirror and go across the top. You can get to all of Tower of Hera, and you can get to all of East Death Mountain with Paradox Cave.
And we find out that we do have 5-6 crystals at Turtle Rock and Swamp, and the pendants, green pendant Mire, blue pendant at Thieves Town.
And
hey, there's another 20. We now know where the bow and the 2 mail upgrades are.
When we see green 20s again, they're going to be replacing heart pieces. And there is no hype in Hype Cave.
And a double check of the map there for Pennyroyal Oil. A good idea at this stage. We did see a couple of races last night that came down to maybe not double checking that map, and that led to a couple of issues here as the Pennyroyal Oil is going to be heading to the Pyramid. And then I think Palace of Darkness is going to be the next stop.
Yep, got everything you need to complete Palace of Darkness and even complete it in Logic. But same with Tower of Hera, and that's what we're going to see here from Magnit Handz. Here in the basement, we find the big key, so No need to wait through the tile room yet, but I bet we will see the tile room while Magnit Handz is here if it turns out to be an item that's left over.
Oh, Pennyroyal Oil is heading to Catfish right away. This is now to get himself back through the... I think so. Yeah, I believe this is what his game plan is, to go to Catfish and then on over to Zora to make up for that death that he just took a few moments ago.
Yeah, I like it.
Magnit Handz trying to be careful because if he ends up touching any of those beetles, he ends up taking a death.
Hitting the safety switch so that there will be hearts on the top floor. Good time for it.
Yeah, that one heart, you don't want to take any chances. Still got to be careful of the mini Boldorms because they also do one heart damage as well. And
no! That one just was gunning for Magnit Handz.
Yeah, he tried to get to that heart jar. And Hera, just a little short.
No help from the catfish.
No, we just got bombs, which we found a whole bunch of them in Mini Moldorm Cave. And here we go, Zora area round number 2. Now, persistence is possibly going to pay off here for Pennyroyal Oil if this turns out to be anything of very big importance. And we'll find out in just a moment.
Magnit Handz getting bullied by mini Moldorms on the second trip also, but having more health.
Setting himself up for this bomb jump here. Looks like he's in good position. There it is. And Blue Goo is the reply for 500 rupees. And the red boomerang, the first of the 2 items inside of this Tower of Hera.
Yep. A bit pricey for the bottle, but at least it wasn't worthless.
Yeah, the only problem is that for Pennyroyal Oil, he now just feels like he just wasted a bunch of time coming back this way for 10 bombs and that blue goo.
Yep.
We'll see where he goes after this. Looks like he's going back into the dark world. And
Magnit darkness.
Magnit Handz here against the Moldorm. 3 hits with a hammer and he'll go down. There's the 3rd.
There we
Now,
go.
is this the item or do we have to go down to the basement with the key? Guess what?
Yep.
That's right.
You might be seeing the tile room. You know what Penny has gained here is the peace of mind of not having to go to this corner of the map ever again.
Pennyroyal Oil looks like he may be heading on over towards the Palace of Darkness from the Zora area as Magnit Handz gets ready to spend a little time to himself thinking about what his next move is going to be. I think we already know what his next move is going to be. But beyond that is probably what we're going to be asking, because he's going to be getting East Death Mountain checks out of the way after he's done with this dungeon.
Yeah. Seeing some critique in chat of this route, because maybe it's faster to just save and quit and get in the portal again. This route to Palace of Darkness.
And so now we find Kiki the monkey, who's going to request 110 rupees to open up the Palace of Darkness to us, providing that we don't get hit while we have Kiki in tow.
Magnit Handz gets a nice coffee break here in the tile room, of course. You can just, stand on that tile, maybe get yourself a drink of water during your race. Stay hydrated.
And the reward for dealing with those tiles is a heart container. Not necessarily what you'd want to spend the time to deal with the tiles to grab, but you won't say no at this early stage in the run.
Here in Palace of Darkness, we're starting with a key, so you've got... so you're not forced to the right, so we get to follow a pretty standard route through the Palace of Darkness.
We're going to find out what we have on the floating island. That is a flute that we don't know if we need it or not.
Oh, wow.
If we find the Titan's Mints around here, that means that flute can be obtained while we are up here.
And with the Titan's mitts, that would be a way to get into desert.
Yeah, with the flute plus the mirror, yeah. That's why we don't know if we need it or not yet. Red rupee inside Spiral Cave, and we found yet another key inside of this Palace of Darkness. I think we've now just seen all 4 of the keys that are required to be in the front section. Magnit Handz trying to be careful. He gets bought by anything here. He's back to start.
Yeah, the seed has not been generous with the health, and that's kind of a feature of hard mode, but it doesn't really change the rate that you get health in the early game. It just caps you once you get too many heart pieces.
And there's a heart container right there for Magnit Handz, and noticing that he was down to that 1 heart, that means he actually did get paid out by grabbing that heart container inside of the Tower of Hera, because otherwise he would have been dead and back to start. And we find bombs. A piece of heart. Bombs. And a magic cape and a red rupee. There's nothing up here.
Wow, you get 1 check out of... Yeah. Is that 1 check that you gain from having done all of Death Mountain? All of Light Death Mountain?
Technically 2.
I forget what the other one was.
I believe Magnit Handz is going to show us right now. Spike Cave.
Oh yeah. No, I just mean like that. Just all the items on Death Mountain have been kind of garbage, except for the cape.
Yeah, they've been garbage, and it only leads to 2 items. And the first one's here in Spike Cave. The other one's being in Bumper Ledge.
Right, the cape making Spike Cave possible, of course.
There is the big key of the Palace of Darkness, together with the turtles. A heart container right there, and it looks like Magnit Handz is getting ready to walk across these spikes, drain the magic of the magic cape. Thankfully, we're on normal item usage when it comes to the modes here, and he's going to take a death there. He's in trouble, because what ended up happening there is that when he lifted that block with only 1 heart remaining, there was no way that he could get that block off. The next second that block's gone, he is taking that death. That's unfortunate.
That's terrible. I saw Penny Royal Oil indicating that he doesn't think he's going to need rupees, just walking between the rupees in the dark room with all the rupees.
Yeah. Having already checked, there's our first sword. That's a nice find. Having found, having already checked Zora, and still with 537 rupees, it's not that big of a deal, the fact that he walked past those rupees. Maybe you might want them for potions, but even with 537, you've got yourself 2 fill-ups in addition to what you need to do inside of the Dark World.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's Magnit Handz' turn to be disappointed. And meanwhile, Penny Royal Oil is finishing up Palace of Darkness, like heading on the route towards the boss.
And this is going to be a few moments here where Penny Royal Oil is going to want to make sure that he preserves his health. He does have the potions, but you don't want to end up swallowing another death at this stage, especially considering the Helmsar King is not necessarily a easy fight, as Magnit Handz ends up going and getting 20 rupees off the Lake Hylia Island. And I believe the game plan here for Magnit Handz, just based on how he's walking this, is going to be a trip on over towards the Palace of Darkness with a check to Hobo.
Or maybe no check of the hobo.
Or maybe no check of the hobo and going straight for the Palace of Darkness. Now, we do know that that sword is going to be something good to find. The blue cane, nice to have, but when you already have the cape, you already have 1 invincibility item. And, honestly, I like the cape better than the Cane of Burna.
Yep, less lag.
Well, less lag, and also the fact that you can actually do the sword spins, which is very,
Mhm.
very key if we do have to deal with the Master Sword Ganon.
Yep.
Magnit Handz trying to be patient here. Doesn't want to lose Kiki. Have to spend another 10 rupees. And here's the Helmsar King fight. 17 hits on the mask to get rid of that mask and send us into stage number 2. But with 6 hearts, gonna still have to be careful because 3 tackles from the King himself, and he's
There's
back
one
to
of them.
start. There's hit number 2. He needs 2 more with a hammer. That's 3. That's 4. That's a good fight.
Nice. Yeah, you got to get in there with a hammer to do a lot of damage to the Helmosaur, but yeah, such a
Sword
oh,
upgrade.
there's a second sword.
2 swords and pods, so Magnit Handz will get both of those swords here, and then we can take it on over towards the western section of the world.
Yeah, so in terms of item count, it's looking like Pennyroyal's got the lead right now, but of course, what Magnit Handz has is that he's seen all of Light Death Mountain. Except, yeah, all of Light Death Mountain. Which, you know, didn't really pay off. But it's something that Pennyroyal presumably has to check at some point.
Honestly, I think that depends on one big thing at this stage. And we're not going to find out that answer because it looks like Pennyroyal Oil's now going to be heading up to the mountain himself. So we're going to be seeing these 2 swap positions and what they're doing at this stage. I thought Pennyroyal Oil might actually think about making a trip into the Dark World, but I get this play at this stage more out of the fact that you do know that your pendants are being all those skulls, my goodness. Thieves Town being one of your pendants kind of gives you some sort of, I don't really want to go here, plus the fact that you can't do Skull Woods at this stage of time.
Yeah, not much of a quick payoff for heading into the West Dark World. But yep, we're going to see our racers retrace each other's steps again.
So this gives us plenty of time to wonder what the next stage of the progression is going to be, because we're going to see these 2 doubled up on each other's steps, at least for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So I guess the question is, what do you think the next progressive item is going to be? What is the next item in our progression chain?
All right, next item in our progression chain. Seems really likely it's going to be the hook shot.
Hookshot would make Swamp Palace beatable at that point, which I think is a pretty decent chance. Might be the mids for that flute.
That's true.
I think those are the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
And here we see Pennyroyal Oil going to try to do what Magnit Handz couldn't do. He's going to have to be careful, though. That magic meter's draining a lot faster than I would like. And he's going to take the death, too!
Oh my gosh!
My goodness, they both died with the block!
Oh, Spike Cave wins this race.
Yeah, that magic meter was dropping way too fast, and that was it. Now, we may see Pennyroyal Oil try again, but the next stop for Pennyroyal Oil now is, oh, he's got the blue potion now. I would have expected him to go into the Tower of Hera, beat Helmsar, not Helmsar, sorry, the Moldorm, and then try this again with a full magic meter, but I'm surprised he actually decided to swallow that potion now.
Yeah, your plan sounds pretty good there.
Here's the first sword for Magnit Handz, and here we go. Round number 2. I'd almost try to make sure that you take this with the 2 hearts remaining. Gonna have to hurry. I think he's got it this time. Yes, he does. Lifts up the block. He's good. And we find that it's the boots. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is quite a payoff for Pennyroyal's persistence there.
But that's the next progressive item, too, because that opens up one, or even opens up 2 checks we have.
Yeah.
that right there may actually come back to haunt Magnit Handz if he's unable to get the mitts. If those boots are blocking the mitts, by the way, that is going to be really bad for Magnit Handz, because I don't see Magnit Handz going back into Spike Cave to get those boots until he has the mitts in hand.
Oh wow! On the other hand, I think that Magnit Handz, like our hope for Magnit Handz, is that the boots are blocking a lot of things, so that Magnit Handz has to try again. But yeah, there are a lot of things that that a lot of other checks you could be doing besides going back there.
The counter to that is the fact that you have maybe 1 or 2 items that you can get right now in Skull Woods. You have all of Thieves Town that you have access to, and that's a pendant. You can get through the first section of Swamp Palace right now with the arsenal that we have, and those could be big time sinks if it turns out to be that the boots unlock a lot of things in the sea too, so that could also come back to haunt.
Yep.
So I think for Magnit Handz, the worst case scenario is that the mitts are behind the boots in the progressive chain.
Mm-hmm. Pennyroyal also getting the bomb jump set up.
Pretty good. Made sure that his head was where he needed to be before he ended up stopping to do the controls right there. And now we see how Magnit Handz ends up doing against the Helmetsar fight.
Got a lot more hearts than Pennyroyal, but you know, taking some Helmetsar hugs there. But you know, arrows. Oh, yep. Just sticking some arrows in Helmetsar's face, and well, not done yet. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Magnit Handz through the fight, Pennyroyal done with the fight, and we're going to be tied up with 2 crystals apiece for both of these runners. Now the question is, does Pennyroyal Oil go back downstairs to get that heart container that we saw from Magnit Handz earlier? Now, chat bringing up a very good point. The worst case scenario for Magnit Handz not necessarily is that the boots unlock or boots are guarding the mitts. It might actually be boots guarding something like the ice rod, and Magnit Handz checks everything else.
Yep. Fortunately, we already have the ice rod, but you know there can be a lot
yeah,
of
that's
other
true.
ways.
That's true. Yep.
There can
But
be
maybe
a lot
the
of,
medallion to get into Turtle Rock or something like that. You're right.
Yeah. Any way for one item to be necessary, but only at the end of the game. Oh, Pennyroyal does not get to take a coffee break, just gets to be inside the shooting gallery here.
Waiting for all of those tiles to fly. Now Magnit Handz will check the hobo here. And this will be the heart container for Pennyroyal Oil. Next stop for him will be the east side of Death Mountain, which we already know has nothing else of major importance except for that cave that we don't know if we need at this point.
Yep. So for those who are joining, we haven't seen anything of desert yet, so we don't know if the boots are necessary in desert.
Yeah, we have no access to desert at this point. We need to get that book, or we need to get the Titan's Myth that would unlock the flute that we know that is on the floating island, which Pennyroyal Oil is about to see right there. Gonna have to be a little careful down to 1 heart right here in this match. 42 minutes in, game number 3 of this best of 3 series, Group S, the 1 versus 4 matchup. The winner of this faces Dazed Clown with a chance to move on to brackets. The loser, they drop down to the lower bracket, where they will be facing off against Jettoman, the number 3 seed of the group.
Pennyroyal drinking another potion, which was important after jumping off that ledge into the spider.
Red Tektites do 2 hearts of damage. Pretty solid reasoning at this stage to do this, do what he needed to. Magnit Hand's going to be buying a potion. Little does he know that when he gets to the waterfall cave, that he will be able to get a freebie in the blue potion. Save yourself 160 rupees.
Yeah. But again, neither of our racers are hurting for money.
Yeah, this seed has been very, very kind, not only with the bombs, but also with the rupees.
All right, Penny Royal has found the one item of possible progress on Death Mountain. But besides, on Light Death Mountain, we know the boots were the big deal on Dark Death Mountain so far.
All right, Penny Royal Oil is going to be checking the bonk rocks here before we get into the dark world. We're going to be able to run real fast as Magnit Handz now gets ready to go check the waterfall cave. And here's the first of the 2 big boot checks coming up here. And it's just a piece of heart. Another thing we're going to check, and we have not seen this spot just yet. We're going to see if we have to take a trip up to the wizard.
Right, I forgot we hadn't seen the Lumberjack Cave.
And the wizard unlocks 3 bombs. I didn't think we had any more bombs left after Mini Moldorm Cave, but there we are.
All right, I think we're about to see the West Dark World now.
Makes total sense.
Has Penny Royal not been into the Lost Woods at all?
Yeah, I think he was earlier, but I think this actually might be him just going to this portal this direction.
Okay, yeah.
You can't check the pedestal. You don't have the book.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, I hadn't usually seen this being an approach to the portal. It would have made sense to if it was a thing where you could route in the pedestal check.
I think Penny Royal Oil was just trying to give Magnit Handz a chance to catch up without the boots. That's the only thing I can think of.
But yeah, I can definitely see that coming from, maybe a bit of tracking confusion, maybe just misreading your tracker. If you think you have the book, then that route made sense.
Yeah. So Penny Royal Oil doing the chess game to find nothing of major importance, just a piece of heart, and with us now being at 9 hearts, will at some point in time be a place where we stop getting those. There's the hook shot.
Wow, nice. So Swamp Palace is completely accessible now.
And that frees up one of the concerns that I was going to have in regards to the boots unlocking anything. And that the reason why is because if you had to go through Swamp Palace without the hook shot, then you're going to be pretty much bleeding time if it turned out the hook shot was later on in the logic, and Penny Royal Oil would be able to just single dip that dungeon. But it's not the case here. We're going to find out that cape is required at all.
Yep. So we've got Magnit Handz over here in the Village of Outcasts also, and the cape was not important.
Yeah, and we also, because we found the blue cane, know that it wasn't necessarily the cape that was going to get you that item now. That was the boots that it was in Spike Cave. All right, so Graveyard Ledge coming up here for Penny Royal Oil, and then he'll wrap up this route by checking King's Tomb. It's the last of the boot checks that we have accessible to us at this stage. Meanwhile, Magnit Handz is in Pendant Thieves Town. 4 items in here. 3 of them could be in the front 4.
So we've
but
seen
not
a key.
now that we got that small key.
Yep. Kind of wondering if we would see like a half dip into Thieves Town. That But the front half of Thieves Town is not paying off with items so far.
So now here's the critical juncture. Are those boots required right at this point to get anything? King's Tomb, the second of the boot requirements here, leads to 100 rupees. That is a no, and Magnit Handz dropping down. That's an interesting drop down without checking that chest. Oh, the compass. We've got 0 items so far in these first 4. Last Chance Saloon.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's no items here, like, or even at this point with 3 of them being the dungeon items, I feel like you have to keep going to the back. Oh, there's a fire rod, though.
Oh, there's a twirl around right there. Do I go any further? Do I think about it? Yeah, and the answer is going to be no. I'm heading to Skull Woods. See you later. Pennyroyal Oil now heading on over towards Swamp Palace. We do have everything that we need in order to beat this dungeon, and we'll get to see whether or not Pennyroyal Oil has proficiency with the bomb setup to the diver down trick that's going to be coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, so we know that when the racers find the Titan's mitts, that also unlocks the flute. That gets them like almost all the dungeons once they find the Titan's mitts somewhere. They just need they need a cane of Samaria for Turtle Rock. So and I guess there are medallions that we might need.
At this stage, the mitts, maybe medallions, cane of Samaria, definitely. We could maybe need the book if then it's supposed to be how we're supposed to get by way of the mitts or whatever the case might be at this point. We don't know. But this seed is definitely starting to wind down with the amount of items it's going to be giving us.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask it: is there anything that could be left on the pedestal besides a medallion?
No, that's going to be the only thing at this point, because you need to have the flute in order to get to Misery Mire, which we know where the flute is, and of course the mitts that get us over to there in the first place. Cane of Samaria is going to be required for Misery Mire as well, but yeah, it's coming down to whatever medallion is needed for Turtle Rock, and that's the only option that it can be at this point. There's the book. Wow. That's our access to desert.
All right. So we've got Magnit Handz here finishing up Skullwoods, just lighting that mummy on fire. Hey,
oh, nice magic
refill.
Drop.
Great timing.
That's a key timed magic drop, especially now that we're coming down here with the Master Sword. We're setting ourselves up for the bomb diver down coming up over here for Pennyroyal. A fight against Mothula over here on the right-hand side. Let's see how Pennyroyal Oil does. Let's see how Magnit Handz does. That's a good Mothula. That's a good diver down.
So the bomb finishes exploding. Wait, did it not work?
Oh, he didn't get the bomb to work. He's going to have to go back to hit the switch. Thankfully, He got the key, though.
Yeah, but it kind of removes the advantage of doing diver down there because you have to turn around anyway.
Did Magnit Handz not check what was underneath the bridge?
I didn't notice. All right, chest on
he checked it first.
Good
yes.
news.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have the wines, and many eyeballs compared to the just amount of eyeballs we have.
I did not know of that way to use the hookshot to clip through the Y blocks there in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, you've definitely have noticed a lot of interesting tricks through this tournament so far. Left side swamp heart container. And the big key. There's another big key. simultaneous big key pickups.
All right, learning from chat that particular hook clip is just risky swag.
It is. There are worse risky swags that we can see in this game. Half magic is the second item. So 20 rupees and half magic inside of Skullwoods. Not necessary items, they're good luxuries to have. Or at least the half magic is a good luxury to have. Nothing good coming out of left side swamp. So if Magnit Handz just goes straight to Argus, he would gain a bit of an advantage here as Penny Royal Oil gets ready to do Diver Down number 2 in this room.
Yep. Just gotta find the right spot to stick that bomb.
Looks good.
Into the wall.
Got it. Beautiful. Oh, mitts!
Oh, wow.
That's good news for Magnit Handz, by the way. If the boots are needed for anything, those mitts will get him back on the mountain.
Yeah, we can hope that that Magnit Handz takes that opportunity.
The boots were in Spike Cave. Both runners took a death, lifting up the block, running out of magic with 1 heart remaining. But Penny Royal Oil was persistent, went back in, and got the boots. Argus time!
Here's Argus, where we see the setup with pulling two blobs out at a time sometimes. And the sword spin to finish him off.
Just gonna have to be a little careful because if you get touched by Argus, it's 2 hearts damage, and Penny Royal Oil only has 4 hearts right at this point. Does have safeties in the bottle, but you don't really want to be losing a lot of health real fast against this Argus.
Getting out the ice rod to do extra damage to Argus.
Oh, there's the bot that I was worried about right there. He's got to get 4 ice rod hits on him. Then the spin
to finish it off.
Okay, we're good. Didn't need 4 plus the spin, but he got 2 plus the spin. There we go. 300 rupees. But the mitts being the big prize, and Magnit Handz is right behind him, about to go inside of this Swamp Palace. And the next stop here for Penny Royal Oil, he's going to check this book. Bombo's tablet into Desert Palace.
Yep, so the big item we're still looking for is the Cane of Samaria.
Well, that's not the Cane of Samaria right there. That is just a piece of heart, and now it's time to go explore. Well, I guess we're going to go into Agena. I'm going to guess at this point that this is going to be actually a save and quit for Penny Royal Oil, and he's going to get that flute.
Makes sense.
But then again, Penny Royal Oil has just proven me wrong, and he is going to actually go run on over towards Desert. Red Rupee there on the ledge, and now it's time to go inside of Desert now. One big thing that we could be curious about, are the boots going to be required for Desert?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be huge here for Penny Royal Oil if a big key or what leads to the big key is on the torch, or if a required item is.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see if Magnit Handz, something that could be good for Magnit Handz would be to just take a gamble and head to the back of Swamp.
Boots are required.
Okay.
Magnit Handz will need to get back into Spike Cave. There's a small key, but the big key is going to be over on the right-hand side. 58 minutes in, game number 3 of this best of 3 series. With Dazed Cloud looking on to see who he'll face in the next round with a chance to go to brackets on the line.
Yep. All right, we've got Magnit Handz, of course, picking up the book, which, yeah, and Magnit Handz is also going left to full clear swamp. Yeah, the book might be an extra distraction to Magnit Handz, of course, before going back and getting the boots at Spike Cave.
Going to see Magnit Handz trying to do this as well, and the second item is going to be on Lammo for Desert Palace. Magnit Handz now trying to set him up with the bomb jump here, the bomb diver down. He's going to have to abort that one. Waited too long before diving into the water. And there, unfortunately, could not get out of the water. This time, he may have it. Yeah, there we go.
And there we've got the explosion timed so that it resolves the next time you scroll it onto the screen, and that's what makes this work.
Penny Royal Oil now here in the second section of Desert. We know Lammo's going to be dropping the second of the items. Magnit Handz trying to get upstairs here. Going to get that heart container real soon and then get the big key that leads to nothing. So at the 1 hour mark, here is the recap for those of you that's tuning in here on this race on SpeedGaming 4. Both runners taking a death in Spike Cave, lifting up the rock. Penny Royal Oil went back to find the boots there. Magnit Handz did not return, and we're waiting to see whether or not he will. He's going to have to at some point in time. We also know that the fire rod that is needed for the seed is in the first 4 of Thieves Town. The question is who's going to get what they need first. We're about to get the mitts coming up here for Magnit Handz. That's here inside Swamp.
We've got Penny Royal fighting off Lammo. Did a bunch of did ice rod shots until he ran out of magic, but there's the rest of Lammo.
Gets the Bloomerang as the result of this fight, but more importantly, the next crystal in our destination here, that is crystal number 4 for Penny Royal Oil. Magnit Handz is on his way to his 4th crystal here inside Swamp. The one big difference between these two runners is the fact that Magnit Handz has already done Skull Woods. Half Magic was there. And now we're going to get the Dark Depth Mountain check here from Penny Royal Oil. A look of 6 items, plus we get the flute, which opens up the door to a bunch more by way of Myers Shed and Checkerboard.
Yep. And so again, the item that we're waiting to see is the Cane of Samaria. Of course, that's us looking at both of the trackers of the runners, because the runners, are also looking for additional items that the other one has found.
And of course, that is also the question mark of whether or not we can get into Turtle Rock at this point.
Got the double sword spins happening for Magnit Handz on Argus.
All right, Super Bunny K for Penny Royal Oil, a piece of heart. The Ether, that's 2 of our 3 medallions. Increasing the odds that we can get into Turtle Rock.
Nice fire rod hits on Argus for Magnit Handz, finishing up the Argus fight.
₹20. A heart container. That puts us at 12. Heart container. That's Sanctuary Heart. So we are getting 1 more heart in this game, either by way of heart container or piece of hearts. I don't know which one remains in the pool for Penny Royal Oil. That's capped out.
Yep. All the remaining heart items of whichever one is capped are going to turn into green 20s.
And there's going to be the flute pickup here for Pennyroyal Oil, but he's setting him up in a position where he's going to go immediately south. And now we're going to see what is the medallion required to get into Thieves Town. Or not Thieves Town, Turtle Rock. Magnit Handz is just going to be going here to the right. I think he may be making a play for Ice Palace next.
Wow.
What was the medallion that was needed? It was quick.
It was the wavy coin. Yep, so
we
got it.
We have an access in there, so we are just a cane of Samaria away from go mode. And the question is, could that be still here on the mountain? Ether. Tablet.
I think we're hoping
red, but not the right red.
I think that for stream value, we're hoping to see Magnit Handz find the Cane of Samaria here in Ice Palace, and that might attract Magnit Handz back to the mountain.
I'm honestly surprised that we didn't see the trip back up to the mountain before this, but maybe Magnit Handz wanting to get this dungeon done and over with. Pennyroyal Oil. Oh, shovel is the first of the items inside of the Science Palace. So Pennyroyal Oil, the question is when does he get into Thieves Town? Does he go in different directions?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, he doesn't have Ice Palace to distract him yet.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a fire source by way of bombos or the fire rod. But he is going to go ahead. He's going to at least see what we have in Myers Shed or checkerboard.
Meyer Medallion and also the wavy coin.
Yes. So, Pennyroyal Oil going to be heading here to Myers Shed. Myers Shed contains bombs and the tempered sword. And I've seen a lot of tempered swords and other swords inside of that Myers Shed of late.
All right, so we get to see Checkerboard Cave, and yeah. I bet we're not going to see him go back to Meyer.
And that is a sword that I don't think Magnit Handz is ever going to get. I don't see why he would even get that sword. And I think this is where Pennyroyal Oil makes his way over to Thieves Town.
Yep,
it's the best play available for him. And he's going to be very happy to find that fire rod. And then we're just going to be on a Cane of Samaria search.
Yep. Magnit Handz over here in Ice Palace, has to do the long way to the right side, not having a key in the top of Ice Palace, and also not having the Cane of Samaria to do Icebreaker.
Okay, so Pennyroyal Oil is going to be starting off by doing the Breadsmith chain. And I'm wondering if this is just going to be a 2/3 Breadsmith chain. Oh, he's going to start with K45. Or he's going to do the digging game. Have we not honestly seen the digging game yet?
I guess not.
Wait. I thought Magnit Handz did the digging game. I don't know. Maybe not. Right. Green 20. So that's either a heart item or a sword. Because we already seen 3 green 20s way back early in this run.
Yep. So the right side of Ice Palace just had 10 arrows.
How many items have we seen? Oh, we've seen 2 items now instead of this Ice Palace then, because the first item was the shovel.
Yeah.
There's the big key. Hammer pegs here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Thieves Town comes up after he does the Breadsmiths and then would do Purple Chest afterwards. That was our other medallion, wasn't it?
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, that was Bombos.
Pennyroyal, turns around and gets it because that's Pennyroyal's access to Ice Palace actually. He doesn't know the fire rod is reasonably available.
So this may actually prompt him to do the purple chest now,
Yep.
and then go into Ice Palace.
Magnit Handz taking the detour to the iced tea room.
10 arrows there. Small key here. Purple chest grab here for Pennyroyal Oil, and I think we have still yet to see K45, so he will be walking this chest all the way back over to the man outside the desert.
Yep. I feel like we might see walking part of the way and then setting up that thing where you can just leave the chest behind and have it
King of
count.
Samaria is in Ice Palace.
Oh my gosh!
We are in no mode.
Yeah. All right, that is excellent luck for Magnit Handz. That is what we needed to see for Magnit Handz, and we can hope that draws Magnit Handz back to Death Mountain. Yep, and then here's Pennyroyal just taking off without the chest.
Yep. This is going to be a very interesting seed, and how this closes out, because of the fact that we are missing an item for each runner. We know where they are too. It's just how you're going to get there, and Magnit Handz going to have to be a little careful down to 4 hearts, where any sort of touch by the Cold Stare, and he's back to start, and he sees Cold Stare closing in. Wise move to go ahead and just to use up the potion right there, as Cold Stare went in for the kill.
Yeah. Yep, this fight is pretty harsh on green armor, and it's the only armor you're going to have.
Compass from Cold Stare. Pennyroyal Oil wanted to go to flute to 8 instead of fluting to 7. And now so Pennyroyal Oil will just be a fire rod away from go mode. Worst case scenario for Pennyroyal Oil as he goes into Turtle Rock, hoping that it's going to be there and that the keys give him access to the laser bridge. There's the trip to the mountain for Magnit Handz.
Nice. There's hope.
Now, don't forget, Magnit Handz has not been in desert, so he does not know about the boots being blocked or the boots being required.
Oh, that's true. Right. Actually, having seen, like, when he sees the Turtle Rock medallion, he could just, he's got it. From his point of view, he's in 50% go mode.
Yeah, and then he'll get down to desert and find out, yeah, about that. This is so crazy. Just a recap for those that are just tuning in and wondering what is going on in this Game 3. Magnit Handz needs the boots. The boots are in Spike Cave. Pennyroyal Oil needs the Fire Rod and the Cane of Samaria. He's going to get the Cane of Samaria here in Ice Palace. Fire Rod is in the first 4 of Thieves Town. So there's Magnit Handz seeing the medallion required for Turtle Rock. It's just going to be going in here. And Turtle Rock is one of those dungeons where it's not super costly for not being in go mode in here. You will lose a little load time because there will be a few things that Pennyroyal Oil will not do when he's inside of this Turtle Rock. But for Magnit Handz, it's minimal loss.
Yep. Yeah, so... yeah, because almost all the chests are along the route, except kind of Laser Bridge. We're seeing Pennyroyal Oil here, continuing to go through through Ice Palace and not having the advantage of the Fire Rod or half magic, so. Just got to be a little careful with magic. And, Getting that small key and turning around to do the kind of faster route to the right side, not having to go around with the hook shot.
Magnit Handz' half magic is in the pinball room of Skull Woods. This is a crazy race, and I'm just interested in seeing how this goes.
Yep. Nice setup at the Cane of Samaria to quickly clear out the chain chomp room.
This the first of a triple header of Link to the Past Randomizer tournament matches here on SpeedGaming 4, coming up at about
I think we lost Rick there, maybe. Anyway.
There's the Cane of Samaria pickup for Pennyroyal Oil. Coming up in 45 minutes from now, Pryor versus P-Train. That should be a fun game. Number 1 of their best of 3 series.
Pennyroyal Oil heading on to Cold Stare, where it's just going to be Bombos and then the sword. But having the red sword, going to have a much easier time just getting Cold Stare in the corner there, and just a couple more slashes to finish it off. Much less of a harrowing fight than for Magnit Handz with the blue sword.
That is something else to note here. That tempered sword in Meyer's shed. Now maybe Magnit Handz gets that. I don't know. I don't know if he's even going to have a chance of getting that at this stage. Also coming up this afternoon and evening here on SpeedGaming 4, the third of the triple header of Link to the Past Randomizer tournament matches. Scrub Casual versus Aussie 101. That's going to be coming up at 8:40 p.m. Eastern, 5:40 p.m. Pacific here on SpeedGaming 4. Pennyroyal Oil is going to be checking that shovel, seeing what he can dig up over here. As Magnit Handz continues his travel through Turtle Rock. It's a heart container, puts him at 12. And a 50 rupee.
And I think Penny's gonna maybe be checking Turtle Rock, hoping for a fire rod in the front. I think what we're seeing here is the thing that might equalize things a little bit. That Penny is missing out on the fire rod. Here's Magnit Handz getting towards the end of Turtle Rock.
Pennyroyal heading up here to the mountain. Now, I forgot, how was this key layout inside of this Turtle Rock? I wasn't even paying attention.
I wasn't either.
Because the best case scenario here for Pennyroyal Oil is the first chest doesn't have a small key. And I'm being told by our tracker, shoutouts to Bandman25, that he will be stopped immediately. Maybe it was the compass, or maybe it was a small key. We'll find out. We'll get an answer coming up here in just a moment. As we now pay attention. Trinex coming up here for Magnit Handz. Okay, so he's going to get stopped in the chain chomp room. So he'll get the key here, but immediately be stopped in his tracks at the chain chomps and will have to turn around. Meanwhile, Magnit Handz, that's a dangerous setup here when you don't have the better sword, but he's going to try to go hammer strats.
Yeah. Well, half magic at least gives you a lot of chances to miss, but meanwhile, Tronix is making a mess on the floor over there. Ooh. I think we're going to see that blue bottle coming out.
Oh, he can go even further. Chain Chomps did have a key. Oh, this is a rough fight here for Magnit Handz. Needs to get himself under control.
Yeah, Magnit Handz is getting shoved around everywhere by Trinex. But there's the second head. Nope, never mind.
Not yet.
No.
There it goes.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Here's the question mark here for Pennyroyal Oil. I think this is where he gets stopped in his tracks, but he can get all the way to Mimic Cave. Because there's the 300 rupees, and he's going to go to Mimic Cave. Magnit Handz swallowing a potion. Better to do that than to take a death.
Yep. And there's Trinex for Magnit Handz.
Now, here is the key to the sea. Now, Magnit Handz knows the flute is on the floating island, so he walks away. It's not necessarily a guarantee that he's checking Spike Cave, but this is the critical junction of this race. So we are going to see Magnit Handz walking on over, but he's heading to Hookshot Cave to get this flute. What he does after this is the critical moment. Does he go to Spike Cave, knowing that he took the death there earlier?
Or does he write off Spike Cave on the assumption that, you know, if it was a required item, then everything's already ruined, which is, you know, kind of fatalistic kind of logic that's easy to fall into when you're playing rando.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be heart pieces, by the way, to make up that 14th heart. As we saw a green 20 that we didn't see earlier from Pennyroyal Oil, and green 20 means that the remaining heart container is going to be by way of the 4 heart pieces. Okay. Pennyroyal Oil is done with what he can do in Turtle Rock. He is going to flute to 6, to the mire area. Magnit Handz grabs the flute, and he's going back in the portal. He's going to Spike Cave.
This is exciting.
Or is he... No, he's going to Super Bunny.
Okay.
As Pennyroyal Oil goes into a Misery Mire, and Magnit Handz mirroring the blocks and gets the ether coin. He's saving and quitting.
Oh no. All right.
And he's going to turn up at the sanctuary to activate the flute. And oh my goodness, what a game 3 we have here.
Yep, this is the part where we as viewers get sad because we know that the racers are not going to be making any progress for a bit.
Green Pendant Misery Mire. And it's got a big key in the first chest. An hour 22. Fire Rod. Thieves Town first 4. Boots, which Magnit Handz needs. Spike Cave. Magnit Handz, because of this, will get the Tempered Sword, so offensively we are going to be equal. And Magnit Handz will go into Desert, but then he'll find out that he is not in go mode.
Yep. Pennyroyal running a little low on health here in Mire.
Pennyroyal trying to preserve his health. We do not have a way to do any sort of things with the anti-fairies. No mushroom, no magic powder. We haven't seen them yet. But we have seen a bug-catching net. And there's confirmation from Magnit Handz about the small key. The big key could be here in his eyes. But guess what? It's not.
Yep. So, yep, this is where he finds out that he's definitely not in go mode.
And he is going to go check the ledge here, find out that it's a 20 rupees, go into the portal, and now we'll check Meyer's Shed. Well, after he gets... Well, I thought he was going to get mirror bonked there. I'm surprised he didn't. There's the tempered sword. And 3 bombs.
Nice dodge of the tile by Pennyroyal. Staying at those 2 hearts left, 3 hearts now.
Yeah.
Looking a little more comfortable.
Feeling a little more comfortable right there. Magnit Handz doing the mirror. That's a mirror bonk. Had to dispatch of that whiz robe. Gets hit with that beam. He's back to start.
Yeah. Oh, the Wizards are here again. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was close. Back into the dark world as Magnit Handz gets ready to go into Misery Mire as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What kind of numbers do you think we're going to see on completion rate at the end of the game? Like around high 170s, maybe?
Depends on where that big key in Ganon's Tower is going to be.
Yeah, that really makes all the difference in the number. But
yeah, that's the last caveat here. Pennyroyal Oil is back into the dark world. Over here in the general area. Well, first we're going to see what's on the pedestal.
This race is just toying with our emotions.
And the answer, is the pedestal going to be required? We know it's not. Just couch cash and move along. Oh my goodness. The nerves have got to be pounding here at the hour 26-minute mark. Where is my go mode?
Yep. And I really can't fault Magnit Handz for, for his routing here because yeah, it is probably the right belief that you just need to check everywhere else for go mode and not go back to Spike Cave. That going back to Spike Cave is not a winning plan, except for the fact that it is actually where the boots are. His
last chance saloon was when he was doing Turtle Rock, but leaving the mountain without checking Spike Cave, at that point, that's it. We're done. Because Pennyroyal Oil is inside of this Thieves Town. And on chest number 3 of this dungeon, he is going to get that fire rod that he needs for go mode. This is quite a race here in this matchup between the number 1 and the number 4 seeds of this group. And at 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 27 seconds, Pennyroyal Oil is the first of these 2 runners to get into go mode.
Yep. Yeah, so Pennyroyal just gets to head directly into Skullwoods and then go face Ganon's Tower.
Well, he's got to finish Turtle Rock first.
Turtle Rock has to happen. You're right. I forgot he wasn't done with Turtle Rock because no fire rod.
Now that means Pennyroyal Oil will not get the half magic, but that's not much of a big loss at this stage. We do have the tempered sword, so the Ganon fight's not going to be a hard fight by comparison of doing it with the Master Sword, that is. And, you know, you've got to, and seeing how Pennyroyal Oil plays out the next, like, 5 minutes will tell me a lot about how he feels at this stage. He could be feeling absolutely terrible that the first 4 of Thieves Town had what he needed.
Yeah, you're always worried when you see an item that you worry that your opponents had forever, which really is the case here, but it didn't turn out to be that much of a setback for Pennyroyal at all.
The big thing here is how will he do in this combat against Mothula. It's not going to be a difficult fight coming up here, but this is where we get to see the nerves.
Yep. Had just the last of his magic was useful to set that mummy on
Magnit
fire.
Handz. That I saw exactly what he did right there. The question is, do I continue? And this is where the power of this being the green pendant's going to override his wants here. That was a good fight from Mothula. Good adjustment there from Pennyroyal.
All right, so Pennyroyal's got 6 crystals, and it's time for Turtle Rock Part 2.
So now Magnit Handz is going to be facing off against Vitreous. And now the other bad thing about this is that Magnit Handz is going to be making that long walk over to Sahasrahla after he is done with this dungeon. But Pennyroyal Oil getting ready to head into Turtle Rock. Now, Magnit Handz is going to have to be careful with the 4 hearts remaining, but he's going to go right into the cape here with the half magic, and he's just going to go spinning around. And then I think we'll go to the bow for the final part. Just going to have to be careful, make sure we don't get ourselves electrocuted at first. And yeah, that's right, you can't use the boomerang on the eyeball. There we go.
Just a slight miss on the quick swap there.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't a move that he meant to make at that point, but you could see that.
All right, so where's Magnit Handz off to now?
He's going to flute to 4 or 5 and check that green pendant.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I'm afraid we're going to see the back of Thieves.
Oh, Pyramid Bomb.
Oh, the pyramid.
Yep, Pyramid Bomb. Yep, that's unfortunate because you'd like to see him get closer and closer to the actual end goal of this, but not with that.
Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, I think we can reasonably expect that Magnit Handz is going to find the boots as literally his last location.
All right, so Pennyroyal Oil getting ready to head on over He's going to have to make his way around over towards Trinex coming up here in just a moment. He's going to check this just in case it's going to be the small key he needs to progress further, but we already know that's going to be in the Crystal Roller Room. And then the other key is going to be on Laser Bridge, Magic Powder.
Oh no, Pyramid giving Magnit Handz more checks.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know I keep harping on this. But this is the thing that really stuck out in this play, or in this game. Pennyroyal Oil and Magnit Handz both took a death, lifting up the rock in Spike Cave. Magnit Handz has yet to return. Pennyroyal Oil went right back, and it turned out to be an item that was required to beat this seed. And a 20 rupee reward, if you can call it that at this point, from Sahasrala.
I think we're starting to see see Magnit Handz expressing some frustration using his sprite.
Those are frustrations. Oh, well, here's the trip to Spike Cave, but this is going to be a check here that's going to be a little too late at this point, unless something happens to Pennyroyal Oil coming up here in Ganon's Tower.
Still, it's still such a relief to see.
And he is going to realize that he was inches away from having this about maybe 50 minutes ago. There's the key for Pennyroyal Oil.
Pennyroyal getting the...
Oh, no, he's not. He's checking Ether first. He's checking Ether Tablet first.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Still next to Spike Cave.
There's 20 rupees right there. And now comes the check with the hammer out. Here's the check of Spike Cave. Meanwhile, Pennyroyal getting bounced around by the spikes finally gets that second head taken care of, the ice head. Stage 2 of the Trinex fight. There's the 2 spins. There's the death right there for Trinex. And Magnit Handz could have had this a little while ago. There's the boots for go mode for Magnit Handz at 1 hour 35 minutes and 51 seconds. 7th crystal pickup here for Pennyroyal Oil. Guess what that means?
All right, chat. It's almost time to guess a number from 1 to 22 of where you think the big key is going to be.
Get set and go! So pick a number between 1 and 22. Tell us where you believe that the big key to Ganon's Tower is going to be. And if you are the right number, you can get your name on the leaderboard. Hopefully. As the crystals spin around, we will go ahead and close this off once we see the first check come in here from Pennyroyal Oil as Magnit Handz now inside of this desert. He's going to be probably, if I guessed about correctly, about 4 minutes behind, but not insurmountable, but he now needs Pennyroyal Oil to kind of get in his own way at this point if Magnit Handz is going to come back in this match. Check number 1. Small key. Is this a hope? It's not a hope.
So we've got Pennyroyal heading right first. Something I've seen being pretty popular recently if you find a key early on. Getting bonked around by the spike a little bit.
Check number 3 coming up here for Pennyroyal Oil in the compass room. And number 3 is 10 arrows. Check number 4 is a piece of heart. 5 is a 20 rupee and 6 is a 10 arrows. Pennyroyal Oil is going to go ahead and grab this key and head on over to the left side.
Not on the torch.
That's check number 7. Checks numbers 8 through 11 coming up over here. Check number 8 is a 20 rupee. Number 9 is a green rupee. Check number 10 is a small key. Number 11 is our big key. So if you picked number 11, congratulations, you are today's winner. As Magnit Handz picks up the Bloomerang, picks up crystal number 7. Now time to deal with some mimics. Hey, shoutouts to Arshap, who guessed number 11. Congratulations.
Hey, that's a nice spot to line up those first 2 arrows on the mimic.
Yeah, nice and safe there. Didn't lose any hearts. May not be the fastest of the strats, but it is the safest of the strats. And now Pennyroyal Oil is going to walk right by the equip room, which tells us he's not going to be grabbing himself any sort of fairies or whatnot. Now, that's one thing that Pennyroyal Oil doesn't have, is the magic powder that Magnit Handz ended up grabbing. So we'll see if that comes to play at all here. But through the gauntlet here, Magnit Handz still trying to get up to the tower.
All right, the ice gauntlet in Ganon's tower is done.
Now, there's one good possibility here for Magnit Handz, is if he does decide to do a Dark Magician route, he's going to have that big key a little sooner. Pennyroyal Oil down to 4.5 hearts as Magnit Handz now gets ready to get into the tower. That was about 3.5 minutes difference between the two getting into this tower.
Hey, it looks like we are going to see the Dark Magician route. This is where you go to the left first, and Dark Magician would be if you plan to stop after the Stalfos room, which of course we'll see.
Yeah, this is going to gain Magnit Handz a little bit of time. And we do see Pennyroyal Oil swallowing down a potion to make sure that he doesn't take a death here. This would be a really bad time to take a death.
So yeah, Magnit Handz getting the big key as the 5th check, and happening to pick the right strategy to keep this race competitive.
If you're enjoying this tournament, don't forget we got coming up in just a little bit another match beginning at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. P-Train versus Pryor. That match beginning again in about 17 minutes from now once we're all done with this broadcast here. And one of the mimics went off the screen. Goodbye.
Nice. So that's the kind of thing you try to set up with like the Ganon's Tower mimic clip, right? Did it just happen naturally here?
I think so. Pennyroyal Oil done with the Moldworm 2 fight. Hooks on over, doesn't have any reason to open up that chest at this stage. Agatu coming up in a decent position to get through this dungeon now. And then it comes down to Ganon after that.
We had
One
Days
hit.
Cloud in chat here warning about drinking potions while going through a door. Something I love because I play major glitches, but yeah, not something you want to do in a tournament that doesn't have those. You might find yourself illegally in the wrong room or the wrong dungeon, but you know, it would take very coincidental timing.
At this point in time, it would be pretty much a oh no at that stage. Beautiful Lambo 2 fight there for Magnit Handz as Aga 2 is down for Pennyroyal Oil. Yeah, we're about ready to drop on down to this Ganon, and you've got to realize, or you've got to think at this point, how is my opponent not finished? And that's exactly what both of these runners are thinking at this stage. Pennyroyal Oil not getting the fire rod until maybe, what, about 15 minutes ago at this stage?
Had Magnit Handz just bowling a split there on the Wiz Robes with the Cane of Samaria.
Pennyroyal Oil gets a good setup here.
Nice for the one cycle phase 1.
Trying to get himself set up for just a single phase on the stage 2. Gonna have to be careful of the fire bats, but he's got another stage he's got to deal with.
Yeah, Pennyroyal got a lot of hits in there, but so did Ganon.
And he's got no bottles, so he cannot waste away the bottles at this point. He's gonna have to dodge the bats. Oh, good, it gets away from it, and almost had the fire bat spawn right there. That would have been really tricky to deal with at this stage. I think if once he gets this final hit on here, this will be fine for Pennyroyal. Just got to keep his nerves with that beeping going on at this point. Just going to pull out the lamp. Oh, that was close right there.
Oh my gosh. Just my nerves.
There's 2 of 12. Nice right there. That's 3. 4. That's 5. Waits it out. Doesn't get it in time there. 6 down. Oh no!
Oh no!
This will make it a little closer. That's the death right there. As Magnit Handz gets to Aga. This is now extremely tight. Still with the lead is Pennyroyal Oil, but it also depends on the RNG coming up here because they're going to be on different scripts now.
Magnit Handz having a pretty good Aga fight so far. Oh, not on that one.
Wants to be extremely careful at this point. Doesn't want to take too many of this hits right there. Gets him into stage 3. This is where the RNG changes around. Gets the first hit down. There's the Aga 2 down for Magnit Handz. Top left corner for Pennyroyal Oil. This is just going to make it a little closer again. Pennyroyal Oil with the advantage. But now, if Pennyroyal Oil, for whatever reason, takes another death or a fall, this is now Magnit Handz' lead again. Here we go, stage 4. Now, one thing that Pennyroyal Oil needs to do is, because the fact that he's without a potion is going to have to start being a little more conservative with his magic. Oh, that would have been a bad time to light that torch right there. It was patient. There's 3 hits.
Got Magnit Handz setting up the one phase first cycle and also giving Ganon a hug.
4 hits down.
Also not having potions, but Magnit Handz does have the advantage of half magic here. Doesn't have to worry so much about magic. And can just put on the cape and wail away at Ganon on phase 2.
Oh no, that is not good here for Pennyroyal Oil because he's going to have to go to lamp strats. Torch going out there. Gotta have to cool himself. Be patient here. He's only going to be able to get maximum of 2 per cycle with that right now because of the lamp. I think he's got maybe 3 hits remaining. Nope, that's it.
There it is.
I'm off my count right there. And what a squeaker in the end. Pennyroyal Oil is going to win this series to advance to face Dazed Cloud in the winter finals of Group S. Get your GGs in the chat for this one. Penny Royal Oil finishing with a time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 42 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, just congratulations to Penny Royal Oil. I have to imagine his nerves are on edge. That this is a seed that for both players just wanted to make them suffer for their situation whenever it was reasonable to.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seeing Magnit Handz taking care of this Ganon fight here. He's going safe with the lamp strats. I think, well, never mind. I was wrong in my count with the Penny Royal Oil. I'm not going to try and chance it here. There it is, 12.
Here we go.
I was going to say 10, so I was wrong with that one. Magnit Handz is going to be finishing in second place in this race. But my goodness, what a race between these two. Please show your support for these two runners. Get your GGs, get your heart emotes, get every single emote that you may have to show some support for these runners. They put on quite a show for us here in this race. It's coming in second, 1:48:44. Penny Royal Oil. What was going on in your head? We're going to start with the first one that we're thinking of. When you walked into the first four of Thieves Town, having already dug through part of Turtle Rock and what else you've done to find the fire rod in the first four, what was going on in your head at that point? Penny Royal Oil, you are lighting up, but I am not hearing any words from you at this stage. So we'll try that again.
Yeah, while we're waiting, I just want to say again, congratulations, to both of our racers on, a not easy race and a very one that ended up being very close in the end.
Hello?
Hi, we have Magnit Handz in chat here also. Hey, congratulations on making that a close race. We haven't quite managed to hear from Penny Royal Oil yet, but yeah, how were you feeling in that race?
I'm very crushed. As y'all saw, where the boots were, and making the decision when I was at the mountain to get everything and then not to full clear the mountain, fully. That was pretty heartbreaking, especially to find that small key on Desert Torch like that.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate the fact that both of you ended up taking that same death with the rock in your hand and your cane or your cape running out of magic at that point. Right. Really, really rough to see. The big difference was that Penny Royal Oil immediately went back for that and you went somewhere else.
Right.
Test.
Hey, we got a Penny Royal Oil with us as well.
Hi, congratulations.
Hey. Thank you. To answer your question, Rick, I was putting off Thieves Town on the assumption that if Fire Rod was there, I was probably losing. So when I found it there, I was pretty convinced and thinking my only hope is the boots, which turned out to be accurate.
It was quite a strange, and then came the Ganon death with you being on stage 3 or 4 at that point, or actually stage 4 at that point. What was going on in your head when you had to make that drop back down to Ganon?
Don't screw up again. Don't screw up again. Don't screw up again. That was basically it. I figured it was out of my hands whether I won or lost at that point, so just had to make sure the next fight was clean and got it done more than anything.
Yeah, I'd say that heartbreaking was the word that described many moments in this race. But in the end, it was just great watching for us here in chat, because it ended up being so close.
Yeah, I was kind of saying in the race chat at the end there, I didn't know Magnit coming into this, so I didn't know what to expect, and he pushed me to the limit in all 3 seeds, so I'm expecting some success there on that part.
Yeah, for Magnit Handz, definitely getting to see you a couple of times myself in the cross key ladder races. You've definitely played out some good ladder races yourself, so that gave you the skills. And here you had a chance, but you're not done just yet. You have next week when you can get yourself back into this and claim yourself a bracket spot.
Right. That I'm looking forward to going up against Gentleman. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I have to get some footage on him because I've never seen him play before, but I heard a lot about him though. But
I was about to ask pretty much how you whether or not you knew of Gentleman heading into this series, but of course you've got 3 matches against Days Cloud that you can watch side by side to see how that ended up going. And for you, Penny Royal Oil, speaking of Days Cloud, you've got your match against him coming up next in the finals.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was really hopeful to win this, not just, for the sake of winning, but because I haven't raced Days Cloud in ages. We used to race all the time when I was on third shift doing casual races in the morning. It's been a long time, so I'm really looking forward to getting some races with them.
Oh, that's great.
So Days Cloud is watching in here. Is there anything that you want to say to Days Cloud, Mr. Penny Royal Oil?
I really probably should practice my Ganon fight, I guess, and also dive her down and a couple places that I died in the last seed, because I've been a bit sloppy. Not terribly bad this seed. The other 2 seeds were rougher, but I definitely want to practice when I know exactly what I'm getting into, because I won't beat Dazed if I'm not at 100%.
And that's interesting to note, is the things that you need to work on getting into the second round. Magnit, Handz, anything that you feel like you might want to work on heading into the second round?
It's a couple of things, because I like to write down my items that I have, and when I notice that certain things aren't connecting, I need to make sure certain items cape or cane are closed off. So I'm definitely going to be working my ass off on Z3R simulator. So that's basically the main thing I just want to get better with is, seed analysis, so to say. And also not being so nervous during certain moments of the race.
That really is a tough thing to get to, really is. We do actually need to wrap things up because we've got Pryor versus P-Train coming up here in 3 minutes here on SpeedGaming 4. So any last words before we say goodbye?
Yes, I want to say Adirondack Rick, thank you for saying that I had skills. I truly appreciate that. Penny Royal Oil, good luck with your matches versus Days Cloud. And thank you everybody for watching.
Ditto on that. Thank you guys for the restream bits, and Magnit, I hope to see you again this tournament.
I appreciate that. We gotta get past Gentleman first.
You might have a chance. We'll see how that goes. That's next week here in Group S. Let's go ahead and get one last GG's for these runners. We have Magnit, Handz, and we have Penny Royal Oil. GG to both of you. We do need to wrap things up because, again, we got Pryor versus P-Train coming up here in just a few minutes here on SpeedGaming 4, so stay tuned for that. Special thanks to Bandman25 for doing the tracking for us. I'm Adirondack Rick. I'm going to let Arbaralia rather say the final words of the stream, but thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. More Link to the Past Rando coming up.
Thank you, Rick. GG's to our racers, and good night.
Good night. Have a good one. Thank you.